lot of them, when they come to me, they ask, do we have to have a sports drink, especially the young, players like, so I have like some tennis players who come up and ask, the parents ask, ma'am, can they have this energy power drink and the sport drink and all that? I will say no. Don't force and depend completely on a commercially available sports drink. You can always have just water or naturally available fruit juices or vegetable juices, and you can make them as a sports drink and have it. Not necessary that you should have these commercially available sports drink only. One natural electrolyte sports drink, I will say it's a natural sports drink, is your coconut water. That's the best natural sports drink that anybody can have, and any time of the year and day. So that's the best thing you should all depend on. So how much of water do you need? So you need about, so it depends from person to person of how much you need, but always realize that before how much you're taking and how much you're taking after the training, and how long is your training period or your game or a match. So if it's a 1 hour, if it is for 1 hour, then you can have about like 500 ml of your drink or your water. And if it is more than 1 hour, then you can increase it to 750 ml or even 1000 ml if it's for 2 hours. So depending on the hours of your match or your training, you need to calculate and you need to take that drink. So 2 to 3 hours, you consume somewhere about 450 to 700 ml of fluid. And it depends on, the age, the height of what the person is, male and female, the gender. Depending on that, you give the amount of fluid you give before your training. But make sure that 2 to 3 hours before your training period, you are having some amount of water. And 30 minutes before also, you have to drink 250 ml of liquid. So some people, what they do is just before getting into the field, they drink a glass of water and they go. So that is not very safe, because that may cause a lot of abdominal pain sometimes and cause a lot of disturbance while playing, because you're suddenly filling your stomach too much. So it may cause some discomfort. So don't do that, and try to maintain it to 2 to 3 hours before you start drinking, and 30 minutes before you're drinking 1 glass of water. And after your training, always make sure that you're hydrating yourself. Also depends on how much weight you have lost. If you have lost 2 kilos, then make sure you're having 450 to 700 ml of water to replenish and rehydrate your body completely. So now coming to the most important, like I was talking about rest in the beginning of this presentation. Now towards the end, I will also be talking about sleep. The reason why it is very important for an athlete or a sports person is, sleep is the time when your body is recouping itself. So like I said, if our body is like a car, and if we are running it for hours and hours, like a car, from morning 7 o'clock till night 9 o'clock, you're running it, you will obviously give it a break for at least for few hours, and then you start driving it from the next day morning, early morning. A similar way, otherwise it will break down in between. Similarly, even our body needs that sleep. And how much sleep is at least 8 hours. For a sports person, 8 hours of sleep is very necessary, because during that 8 hours is when your body is recouping, and it is also completely replenishing itself and repairing itself. It's literally repairing itself, and all the muscles are toned while playing your matches. It is starting to repair itself during that 8 hours of sleep. And the quality of sleep is important. What depends on the quality of sleep? Of course, if you're tired, a lot of them think they sleep really well, but somehow they are very active also subconsciously. That also should not be there. like some kids who are, sports players, they come and say that I sleep, but I still know that what is happening next to me and all that. That is not a good quality of sleep. Good quality of sleep will be like you are sound sleep and you're not getting disturbed by even the slightest noise next to you. And why? How does this occur? So this occurs if your sleep hormone, that is melatonin, is produced in the right amounts in the body. So when is this produced? In the night, in the dark. When your melatonin is produced in the right amounts, then you're able to give your body a good quality of sleep and the right amount of sleep. And there are a lot of people who actually see a screen like an iPad or a phone, anything before they sleep. That is a very wrong practice, because that will not allow your melatonin to produce properly, especially before your sleep. So make sure you are not depending on your a screen before you sleep. Make sure you're sleeping in a dark environment at least 30 minutes before or 1 hour before, so that your melatonin is produced properly and you are able to sleep properly.